Hello and blessings, beautiful souls. Saravá Axé to you. How are you today? I'm feeling shocking, and I didn't actually expect to be doing a video at all today. Not at all. But I made a promise to myself to do daily vlogs. It's something that I am creating a discipline about. It's very difficult for me to describe it to you, but basically I promised myself that I would do this. And I'm a Taurus, and when I promise something, I just move hell and high water to make sure that I achieve what it is that I've said that I'm going to. Nevertheless, I created no kinds of rules or parameters surrounding my daily vlogs. They don't have to be ultra long, they don't have to be ultra edited, they don't have to be anything like that. And so today I'm just going to keep it super simple, and I want to pull some cards to help me soothe my emotional spectrum at the moment as I deal with situations that are going on in my life about creativity and the borrowing and the crossing of veins of creative streaks and things of that nature. I know I'm being a little bit ambiguous in my speech, but the situation that's going on is personal, but yet I would still like to be able to sit with it for a moment and ruminate and do a tarot reading about what is my best course of action in this particular situation. So I thought that I would invite you into that space, and by that invite you into my kitchen, because I'm not going up to the witch's cottage. I have said this before, I don't know on which platform I said this, but when I'm sick I don't go anywhere around my sacred space. I don't want to infect my sacred space, so I won't be up in the witch's cottage until I'm feeling a bit better. So the kitchen is where I'm going to establish myself. So come along and have a look at what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm sitting here in my unicorn pajamas, courtesy of my children, I might add. And I've just reached into my handbag and grabbed out the Rider-Waite-Smith Centennial Edition in a tin. I really do enjoy working with this deck. It is why I have it in my handbag. It's my ride or die kind of deck, because I do take it with me everywhere I go, and that is because it's in a tin. And I really want to get the Sun and Moon Tarot in a tin, but this is also something that came to me by way of a gift from my beautiful little sister. And I do like it. The cards are smaller than average. They fit into the palm of my tiny hand. The colours are subdued. There is a bit more of a sepia style to this deck, and as such it's much more pleasing to gaze upon. And so as I sit here shuffling my cards and trying to push away how wretched I feel on the inside, I'm trying to remain focused on my situation. And sometimes that can be one of the most challenging of skills to harness, is remaining focused on the matter as you shuffle the cards. A pro tip for you is, if you know what it is that you are focusing on, repeat it. Repeat it and sync it with the breath, so that when you're shuffling you can say blah blah blah, blah blah blah, and by tapping into the breath you're tapping into the life force, and by saying the words you're invoking a mantra, and that can help you to really center and remain focused as you shuffle. Try it out, let me know what you think. Oh, okay. Okay, the spread that I'm using is one that Rachel Pollack shared with us in the recent interview I did with her with my Spread This Witches Soul Siblings. I'll link the interview in the cards up here somewhere. This spread she learned from a friend of hers whose name she mentions in the interview, but it is called the What Should I Do, What Shouldn't I Do, and the Crux of the Matter. That's the spread. So it's a 3-card spread. The card in the middle is the Crux of the Matter, and what should I do, what shouldn't I do. Pretty simple, pretty punchy though. And so these are my cards. I got the Hermit, what I should do, the situation, the Nine of Swords, the anxiety of the matter. And then what I shouldn't do is the King of Pentacles. Okay, so the Hermit holds a really beautiful medicine for me. It's a medicine of focusing on your own light. It's a medicine of gaining perspective by seeking distance, and of going within to nurture the spark. Creativity is one such thing that I really feel is such a potent transformative energy, and one that can keep you in that hermit phase. We can connect with our creativity and then muse over our ideas, and it seems like that may be the best medicine for me in this current situation, is just to sit in that space of stillness, you know, attempting to glean some perspective, to see things from different angles, to really focus on my inner flame, on my inner spark, on the light of creation that exists within me, and to make do with that the best that I can. The central matter, the crux of the matter, is the anxiousness of the Nine of Swords. I don't think I have to really describe the Nine of Swords to you, because the Nine of Swords is an iconic card for stress, tension, anxiety, insomnia. It's a card that relates to anguish of the mind. It's air, so it relates to the intellect, it relates to communication, it relates to, well, social media and the internet and innovation and things of that nature. And so my situation is specifically tied in that arena, and it's causing that type of stress and anxiety within me. At this present moment in time, my head feels a little bit full, and that's mostly because I'm getting like external like flashes of information from people. I'm not even asking for it, but it's just coming to me, and I'm like, I need to hermit on this one for a little bit. And the interesting card in here is the King of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles is, we can look at him as the king of resources. And so what not to do? I don't throw in any extra resources. I don't go out and try to stake my claim to anything. I don't go out there and try to affirm myself in any capacity and try to exalt myself in the arena of resources, or the arena of Pentacles, which is the element of earth. And when we exalt in the element of earth, we show pride and celebration towards that which we have achieved. And I don't think this is the right thing for me to do at this moment in time. I think the medicine of the Hermit is far more fitting to how I'm feeling as well, particularly because I am currently like convalescing, some might say. So I'll give you a little close-up of the cards so that you can have a little look at them, and yes, we will go from there.
Close your eyes, get some rest. I'm by your side. Lay your head on my chest. I know you've had a really bad day. Right here, it's gonna be okay.
And so that is it from me today. I'm gonna go and snuggle underneath my blankets and maybe binge watch something on Stan. But I wanted to say that I have found this spread to be very useful, and I found the medicine that it brought for me today to be incredibly astute and very wise. And I will be sitting with this particular archetype for a bit and working with it so that I can best work out my emotional issues in a constructive way, in a way that honors my desire for peace in every aspect of my life, inner peace, outer peace, and in a way that helps me to truly garner that creative force that I have within me in a way that is totally unique to who I am. And there we have it. That's all from me today, beautiful soul. I sincerely hope that you've enjoyed this video, even though it's a little bit low tempo, you know, low on the old enthusiasm scale, but I tried, and that's the most important thing, isn't it? Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I'm wishing you so much love, luck, peace and joy. And I would like to ask you, in moments where you are experiencing any kind of emotional upheaval, is there a spread that you like to reach for, or a deck that you like to reach for in particular? I would like to know the answer to those questions, so please do leave your comment in the description box below. To give this video a thumbs up, appreciating the effort that I'm putting in to making these videos even when I'm feeling unwell, and understand that I'm doing everything that I can to make sure that I stick to my promise and deliver daily content in one form or another. So there you have it, beautiful souls. I'll be speaking to you hopefully tomorrow. I don't want to put too much pressure on myself, but I'm trying hard, and let's hope I can achieve what it is that I wished to achieve. Much love, many blessings.